Hi, Matt and Ceci. I hope you guys are doing well. We're hanging in there, enjoying our grandkids. Speaking of grandkids, Matt and Ceci, what's your why? Everyone has one, and you know what I mean by that. When you wake up in the morning, like, oh, I'm going to work, and Ceci knows I love teaching, but waking up like, oh, why am I getting up? I got to pay the bills. But why am I even talking to you? Why do I do anything regarding money? Because my why is to spend time with my grandkids, and you have your why. Could be more time with your family, more freedom to do what you want to do, whatever that why is. So, getting to your why, what if you could take the same things you have, your time, energy, your assets, and get a higher return for them? That's the key. That's everything. And let me put it this way. Most people do what's typical. And Ceci knows I'm not typical, okay? And that's a good thing. I want to be successful. And here's my challenge to you. And this is why I wanted you to see this, Matt, is I think you're more than just typical. I really do. The way Ceci talks about you, I think you're a go-getter. Well, here's my challenge to you. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to retire sooner than I would with my teaching. This is how I'm doing it. I'm involved with Chris Crone. You can look him up on YouTube. And Chris Crone has bought over 4,000 homes. He's partnered with investors, and he gets very boring, cheap houses. I mean cheap, $140,000, $150,000 a house. And an investor that partners with him, they might not know anything about real estate. Okay, they might be afraid, but once they have education, here's the key, then they don't have to be a typical investor. They can be successful. They'll get 12 to 15% return on their investment. That totally knocks out of the park mutual funds in the long term. This was a tough month for mutual funds, but even generally 6 to 8%, a single digit return is typical. If you can get a 12 to 15% though, every single year, that is huge. What Chris's team does is what we partner with, is what the exciting part is, he does everything. He locates the area, buys a house. Tyler Bennett and his team working with Chris, they go in, get these houses all set up. They're turnkey homes. They do all the work. And then the passive investor, they put their money, they buy their house, and it's very little turmoil in the mind trying to do everything yourself. And few ways people use their assets they've never thought of. Like right now, money is really cheap, right? People can take the equity out of their house. Instead of owning one house, they can own a house and a rental. And that rental, actually the extra money for the rent above the mortgage pays for that HELOC or home equity line of credit, okay? Also people have savings, or from another job they have a 401k or an IRA that they can pull out. Right now the 10% penalty is gone right now because of the coronavirus. Also that income, if someone say takes out $50,000, they don't get taxed on all $50,000 that year. It'd go in a third, say $16,000, $16,000 the next 3 years. So it's a really good time to do that if somebody's going to do that. Now let me show you what they do with that. So an investor, if they buy that first house, right, in 5 years there's enough equity in there either to sell the house with a 1031 exchange, or you pull so much money out of the second, out of the rental. But now you have two houses with the same, no new monies. After 5 years, 5 more years, now in 10 years, now you have 4 houses. And in 15 years, you'd have 8 houses with that same money. Now what's exciting about this, that's what a typical investor will do. But there's also, Matt and Ceci, and this is what I'm excited to offer you guys or let you know is, my son, he's 31 years old. He's a customs agent. I'm going to retire in about 3 to 4 years. My son is trying to beat me at that. He's a customs agent and he's making money, but to be able to retire in 3 to 4 years, he's doing that in our tier program, working in investments. And I'd love to show you that guy as well. And now look at the other video. That one shows about equity. If you guys are interested at all, want more questions, I'd love to talk to you guys and have you on our team.